This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to Raviraj Pega Trainings. So in this tutorial, I'm going to explain you how to uninstall a PRPC Personal Edition, which is already installed, and add a new one, add a fresh one, if you whenever you want to do that way. Okay. So I already have a PRPC Personal Edition 8.7 installed in this laptop. Okay, so I'm going to uninstall that and I will go for the lower version. So I want to see the lower application. So in Pega 8.6 version. So for that, I want to uninstall it. So here you go to the C drive where you have the PRPC Personal Edition already installed. So first of all, you need to download the the version that you want to install it. So I have already downloaded the PRPC Personal Edition 8.6 and unzip the folder. So here comes all the files, the necessary files for installing the PRPC Personal Edition 8.6. And now going back to the C drive where I have already have the PRPC Personal Edition installed. So here comes the PRPC Personal Edition where I have the all the installed files present. So I need to uninstall this. So first of all, there's nothing big thing that we need to do. Just we need to delete this folder. So let's click on this delete, control delete, and I'm going to delete all the files from my system. Ensure the server is not up and running while you are uninstalling it. I'll just show you that. All right. So once this is done, you go to your command prompt. Command prompt. So click on the run command here and just give percentage temp percentage in your system and see all the temporary folder files and just delete these as well just for the safer side. Some of the files which are currently running that should not be deleted. That's okay if you cannot delete it. Okay, you can skip those. All right, so you can do this for all the files. So the one which are open just for the PowerPoint presentations, those cannot be deleted. So that's okay. And now once it is deleted, now we just need to unblock the firewall as well for some time whenever you are installing a new software. So here I have a McAfee. So I just need to uninstall, not uninstall, I just need to un unblock the firewall for some time. So I just go to the chain settings and go to the firewall. So here I just need to turn off. I'm just doing this turn off for 30 minutes probably. It's more than enough for installing the software. All right. And now I will go to my PRPC Personal Edition 8.6 folder where I have all the prerequisite files for installing the software and click on this install.batch file. So ensure you have all the admin rights for installing the software. So just double click or you can just double click on the install.bat file or you can right click and see the run as administrator option. All right, so you have this run as administrator option. Okay, so to ensure like you have admin privileges for the system to run the software and install it. All right, so as soon as you double click on it, you get a pop-up window where you will see this message will launch the other installation windows. All right, and you should not close this window, as well as you get another pop-up window where you will see the Pega Platform Personal Edition. You just need to click on default options provided, which are marked in the blue color here. So click on next. All right. So all the prerequisites. So ensure you have at least 5 GB of space available wherever you are installing. All right. So now click on next. Accept the license agreement and see what all the softwares that are going to install in your system. So install initialization, installation of database server, loading of Pega platform database, and creating the database desktop shortcuts as well. And then it is going to launch the Pega platform. Click on next. So where it is going to install. So choose the directory where you have enough space. So install directory should have at least 5 plus GB of free space. All right. So anyway, I do have only C drive available in my system. So I'm going with the C drive and the port numbers where it is going to host it. So the database port it is going to choose as 5432 as the default port for the Postgres, and the Tomcat port is 8080. Okay, so web servers port numbers you can use either 8080 or 8090 or 9090. All right, so those are the port numbers that you can choose for the web server to host. So this is the one. Okay, and there is a default port numbers for databases, so you need to go with those as well. Ensure the ports are available by clicking on the port availability, and once it is available, you are good to go. Click on next. All right. So now you will start beginning the software installation. So you just need to wait for some time, around 5 to 10 minutes. It depends on your server, your RAM configuration, and the processors that you are using. So if it is quicker enough, it is going to install in few minutes. So it is going to install the database, the Tomcat necessary files to be loaded, and all the database tables it is going to create for us, which is required for installing the Pega software. Right, you can see the files.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right. So again, after some time, you see the Tomcat server gets installed, and you get a pop-up window where the Tomcat server is loading. Okay, so you can see there are two pop-ups with one is respect to the installation folder begins, and the other one where the Tomcat is started. So once the Tomcat starts up and running, you can see there is a default browser. It automatically pops up, going taking us to the Pega landing page. Pega login page. So these are called as server logs. Okay. So whatever you see the Tomcat startup. So this is the server logs that you even call it as a Pega rules log file. So if you go to the C drive or the drive where you are installing the software, you can see a new folder has created, and you can see the other prerequisite softwares are installed for us. All right, Tomcat, the database. Okay, so all the necessary files related to database you can see under the PGSQL, which is nothing but Postgres SQL. So this is the database which is used by the PRPC Personal Edition. All right, and under the scripts folder, you can see there are shortcuts available. The batch files which you see here, this is responsible to start your database as well as the Tomcat server, whereas the shutdown.batch file is responsible to shut down your database server as well as the Tomcat server. Okay, so whenever you start your the startup, whenever you are trying to start your personal edition, you just need to double click on the startup.batch file, and once you have finished the work, you just click on shutdown.batch file. Okay, so once the software is installed for the first time, it automatically give you this pop-up. It automatically starts the Tomcat. But for the second time, for the next time, whenever you are installing the personal edition, whenever you're starting the personal edition, you just don't need to double click again all this process. You just need to go to the personal edition folder and click on this startup.batch file. That's it. Okay, initially it may take some time. Okay, to ensure like the server got up and running, you can do one thing. You can just type on the browser http colon slash slash localhost, and if you remember, the port number that we have left with is 8080. So we left with that port itself. So the Tomcat is running on this port. Click on this, enter. So as soon as you see this loading, this states that the server is still up and running. It's going to start. Okay, so it means the port is busy. Okay, if you see this browsing icon here, that means it is loading still. Okay, so we just need to wait for some more time. So once your Stormcat got started, so you can see the build successful message over here that illustrates you have done with successfully the software installation.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right, the server gets started. So it took a lot of time for me for the Tomcat to load it completely. So you can see the server started something around 220 here, and so there are a lot of files that has to be compiled. So there are a lot of DSS, which is all the configuration files to load. Okay, so it took around it is like 3:10. That means almost 45 minutes it took for starting the server. All right, fine. Anyway, like as soon as you see the window localhost colon 8080 gets display the Apache Tomcat. So this means the server is up and running. All right, and your window of personal edition will show you the rule-based load complete, which, and in the window you can see the build successful, and it took around 45 minutes for this build to complete. All right, so this you can, at the end of this, you can just click on the finish. So you can see there is an exit option. So just click on this exit, And now coming to the browser, so here you can just type localhost colon 8080, which is the port for the web server Tomcat, and providing slash web. All right. So this loads you the default login screen, which you need to log in with administrator at pega.com, and password is install. Okay. This is how you need to do it, and at the end, don't forget to again enable the enable the firewall. All right. So automatically the firewall is on after 30 minutes. So that's it. Hope you like it. Thank you.